back to the channel. As promised, going to go quickly through the 10-2 dry bath 2024 Northern Lite, and just a quick talk about my 2024 Silverado 3500 dual rear wheel setup that I did a couple basic modifications for both that I felt were just necessary for the back roads that we might be taking, the forestry roads and such. So trying to be a little bit off grid as much as possible. So we'll get into it in a second. So this truck has the Duramax. I definitely wanted a diesel for the power and the fuel economy. I contemplated the gas model, but I decided that this was the way to go, and I got a really excellent deal on it. So I kind of went with the Duramax. It's just a better overall vehicle and engine setup, I believe, for pulling or even carrying the payload. Only a couple other things I did to this truck was that I changed the tires to all-terrain, did my homework. I ended up going with a Nokian Outpost NAT, just because we're going to be driving on a lot of forestry roads, gravel, etc. And I thought the stock tires would be more susceptible to some punctures. And these are not too crazy aggressive, but aggressive enough. And I think they'll suit me well for what we want to do. Again, the only other things that we did was I added the Timbren bump stops, and I've just noticed that when I do put the camper on the in the bed, it like doesn't squat at all. So it's doing its job quite well. So I'm pretty happy with those. I haven't noticed any sway issues with it, but I think the dual rear wheels really helped out with that too. So I'm not too worried about adding a sway bar in the future. I don't think I would need it, but we'll see. And the only other thing for just the ride quality was I put in the Bilstein 4600 shocks. Again, the 4600 are for OEM setups. This truck is not lifted. The Bilstein 5100 are basically the same valving as the 4600, except the 5100 is for a lifted truck. So save yourself some money. If you're not lifting your truck, just get the 4600, and the ride has been great with them, so I have no complaints. For the setup, the Northern Lite 10-2 comes with the rear camera. So I've got this just plugged into my 12 volt. Just be aware that this 2024 Silverado HD 3500 does not have a lighter or a 12 volt round lighter. And one of the last items that I had to do, and I just want to let everybody know that buying the truck camper and the truck aren't the only things you have to buy, is I did buy the torque lift braces and fast gun tie downs for the truck. Just based on all the reviews I've done, it seemed like they were the most convenient setup for holding the camper in place, and so far it's been flawless. I highly recommend them. Before I bought the camper, I made sure to have a vehicle that could handle any camper that I ended up buying. I knew that the payload was the most important thing. The payload on the 2024 3500 dual rear wheel that I own, which is an LT model, so it's got a little bit less options in it, but the sticker is showing 5,303 pounds. Which is plenty for what I need. The Northern Lite camper itself is 1,527 kilograms, which is, and I'll put the pounds on the screen here, but I believe that's around no more than 3,600, 3,750 or so pounds. And then once I add some water and everything, I'll be around the 4,000 mark. So what I'm happy to have bought was the 2024 10.2 LE dry bath. Again, it's a wonderful camper, fiberglass shell, no seams. Is one of the reasons I wanted to buy this brand. Also that it's local for me. And a few modifications were just done so that it makes boondocking a little easier. And I wanted power to the outlets, so I have the inverter set up and a Victron system, which is obviously a great upgrade. As you can see, here is where you would normally find the batteries, but we put just a piece of styrofoam here to block the cold from getting in. I ended up putting a heater in there just to heat the batteries up a bit with some heating pads, but I'll go over that in a bit once I get inside. This area here is just a storage compartment. It was pre-wired for a generator, but I didn't have a use for that. Again, I got two 20-pound propane bottles on a slide there. And the reason I didn't need a generator is I bought this 4,500 watt dual fuel Champion generator that works great. I can top off the batteries real quick, a couple hours, I'm good. And I can use gas or propane, which really is nice. I don't have to worry about having to have gas with me all the time. I can always just take a bottle off the camper if I had to, but I will probably travel with this third tank for the campfire. Again, it's a beautiful fiberglass model, acrylic windows, and so far no issues. And here's the area of the dump, black and gray, and some low point drainage. And it currently is winterized, so I will be dealing with that in about a week or so and get it all ready to go. I'm going to be testing it out in about a week and a half with the dog Archie. First modifications I did was add basically a Honeywell single stage thermostat. I found that the OEM one didn't quite kick on or kick off quick enough for when it reached a temperature. As soon as I switched to this one, it's immediate almost as to how quickly this thing will shut off or turn on when needed. So I've been very happy with it. I got it on Amazon, I think it was like $50 or $65, I can't quite remember, but highly recommend this one. So the 10.2 comes with a full queen size bed. It's got some great storage back here, 2 cabinets over here, 2 on the other side, as well as a wardrobe, closet here, which will work out great for us. You might have saw in my last video, the dining area is set down. We made it into Archie's bed, so this is kind of where he hangs out. And there'll be more to show on my first camping trip, as Archie and I are heading out in about a week and a half. And I'll get you more info on that on my next video. Seems to be a lot of space here, cupboards. Microwave. I unplugged the microwave. I don't think we're going to use it that much, but it's there. And really, it's got a good setup. We like everything that's here. Nice size fridge. Should do us well. You just can't see why we'd need more room than this. Good freezer size. And into the bathroom area, which is one of the better things. I think this is one of the bigger bathrooms you can get in a truck camper. And it's a dry bath, so there is a screen that closes off the toilet area, which is really great. I got more storage here. Again, for short trips, don't need as much as this has, but we are planning to go across Canada, so we're going to need everything we can get. So there's more drawers and space down here. And inside this closet is kind of where I did the upgrades for the electrical system. This is a wardrobe cabinet for jackets and things. And down here, I added these two vents just to allow for some airflow out. When the inverter gets going, it gets warmer inside there, so I thought I'd allow for a bit more venting than the one that's provided from the manufacturer. Here's the major upgrade that we did so that we have power. Again, it's a Victron 3000 watt inverter. I have a Servo GX, which monitors everything. I've got the 500 amp Bluetooth shunt, which is actually hooked up through the whole system, so I get to see my power draw. It lets me know how charged my batteries are by percent. I also have two 230 amp hour lithium batteries, so a total of 460 amp hours and 600 watts of solar up top. So I should be good off grid. Again, the majority of the trips will be 2 nights, maybe 3, but I do have that generator outside to add to the battery bank if I need it, if there's no solar working for me. Also, I've got the monitor here, the control panel. Do pretty much everything I need, and I get to see what's going on in the system. If you have any questions or comments on my truck setup or the camper, please let me know. I'll be sure to answer them as best I can. I'm looking forward to, in a couple weeks, heading down to my first wreck site. It's going to be a trial run with just myself and the dog. I'm going to test out all the water and the pump and the heater and just make sure everything's running as it should. So I'm going to de-winterize this in about a week or so once I know that the freezing temperatures will be gone here in the Okanagan. But I do look forward to taking you along for the first trip. And if you do like the channel, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to post every couple weeks, so hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.